Heavy drinking's just a normal part of socializing in today's world. It's no big deal.
My parents get so mad when I come home drunk, but I don't know why they have to complain all the time. It's not like I'm hurting anybody.
When I go out, I just want to have fun. Drinking makes things more exciting. Everybody has a good time.
Binge drinking is a problem that's affecting large numbers of America's youth. In this program, we'll define binge drinking and identify why drinking alcohol is such a dangerous practice. We'll turn our attention to the deadly consequences of binge drinking, and we'll look at what you can do to save a life when someone has had too much to drink. Next, we will inform you about some serious social consequences of binge drinking, and we'll suggest some strategies for avoiding this practice. Finally, we'll tell you where help can be found for assistance in overcoming alcohol dependency. Binge drinking is the consumption of several alcoholic beverages in rapid succession. The consensus is that binge drinking occurs when a man consumes at least 5 alcoholic beverages and when a woman consumes at least 4. One alcoholic beverage is defined as a 12-ounce can of beer, a 4-ounce glass of wine, or 1 ounce of distilled spirits, such as whiskey or rum. Binge drinking is high-risk behavior. For many drinkers, intoxication is the prime motivation for consuming alcoholic drinks. Even though it is illegal for anyone under the age of 21 to purchase alcohol, binge drinking often begins in high school, and then the behavior continues when a student goes off to college. Students who binge drink during the high school years are 3 times more likely to pursue this behavior in college than are students who do not binge drink. Acute alcohol poisoning is often linked to so-called drinking games, to birthday celebrations, and to fraternity or sorority initiations, where many drinks are foolishly downed in rapid succession. As a result, drinking tragedies are frequently connected to hazing rituals or to Greek club initiation events. Alcohol is a drug that, while legal, is extremely addictive. Probably because alcohol is so commonly used in our society, we forget that it is actually a drug. Beverage alcohol, scientifically known as ethanol or ethyl alcohol, is classified as a sedative hypnotic drug and is produced by distilling fruits, grains, or vegetables. Binge drinking alcoholic beverages is very dangerous because there are so many variables that must be factored in to determine if a person is drinking himself or herself to death. When alcohol is mixed with non-alcoholic liquids, it is nearly impossible to tell how much alcohol is in each mixed drink. Even when the alcoholic beverage is not mixed, the concentration of alcohol in that drink can vary greatly. For instance, most beer is about 6% ethanol, while some whiskeys are more than 50% ethyl alcohol. To calculate the percentage of alcohol in a substance, refer to its proof. The proof of a beverage is twice its percentage of alcohol. So, if a bottle of vodka says 100 proof, it is 50% ethanol. Another variable in determining how quickly a person will risk alcohol poisoning and death is his or her weight. The less a person weighs, the less he or she can drink without serious consequences. Considering the complexity of the various mathematical equations facing an individual, it is clear that a person can get into trouble quickly, particularly because his or her judgment may be impaired as a result of drinking. This is the judgment necessary to determine when to stop drinking. Scarier still is the risk for young people who have never used alcohol before. These people generally have no idea how many drinks it takes for them to tempt death. Some of the most tragic cases of deaths due to binge drinking occur for first-time drinkers who consume so many drinks so quickly that they never feel the effects until it's too late. Alcohol kills because it is a depressant. This does not mean that it makes you feel depressed. It means that it depresses or slows down the brain and nervous system. The liver is the only organ involved in processing alcohol, and it can only detoxify so much alcohol at a time. In most people, the liver can only process about 2/3 of a beer in an hour's time. Unfortunately, many binge drinkers can consume this much alcohol in a few rounds of a drinking game. Acute alcohol poisoning is deadly serious. When someone drinks too much, the alcohol begins to act as a poison. This is why the word intoxicated is used to describe people who have had too much to drink. They have ingested a toxic substance. If the drinker is lucky, he or she simply passes out and wakes up the next day with a sickening hangover, the result of poisoning by alcohol, combined with the body's reaction to withdrawal from alcohol. Passing out is one of our body's natural defense mechanisms, and it keeps us from drinking any more than we already have by rendering us unconscious. But when someone drinks too much too fast, this preventative measure does not get a chance to kick in to save the person from further alcohol poisoning. The passing out stage is bypassed as the drinker progresses straight to coma and death. This death can occur in one of two ways. Sometimes, death occurs when the binge drinker's respiratory rate slows down to the point of stopping altogether. Other times, while unconscious, drinkers begin to vomit. They aren't able to wake up, and their gag reflex is diminished, so they breathe in their vomit and choke on it. In such a case, death results from drowning in one's own vomit. Women are more susceptible than men to the negative effects of binge drinking for several reasons.